approaching the market suspiciously as though all sellers are out to take advantage of all the buyers on the market because it's the seller's market. Home prices are set looking at recent sold properties and also currently what's on the market to see where something fits. Market value fluctuates a lot, largely based on supply and demand, which is why we see seasonal and other trends happen. Most homes are priced in accordance with this data, and that is evident right now that they are priced well based on how quickly things are selling. So you might not like the price that things are selling at, but it is supported by the current market, meaning that it is priced in accordance with the conditions that we're working with right now. If you are wondering if the house that you're looking at is priced right, which is always a great thing to look at, it's better to enter the market as an informed buyer rather than a suspicious one. And the way to do that is to always incorporate data and use that as the impetus for your decision making when you're making an offer. Okay, second, putting in a really low offer and thinking that this is a super reasonable and healthy place to start negotiating. I assure you it is not, okay? We are not haggling about a blender here on Marketplace. We are talking about like maybe your forever home. So if you're gonna throw in a low ball, one of two things is gonna happen. Number one, the sellers are gonna be super offended and they're gonna counter offer like really unreasonably. Whereas if you had sent in more of a reasonable offer, they would be willing to maybe come down and meet you halfway a little bit. Second thing that could happen is they're just not even going to look at it. They might have 5 other competitive offers, which makes yours not even one that they're even going to consider. Number 3, looking at homes without your pre-approval in place. Can you do it? Absolutely. Should you do it? No, we should not. And this is why. You might have a rough idea where you think you might sit, but you may be surprised of what you're actually eligible for. And this might be better than you thought, or maybe even a little bit worse than you thought. So make sure that before you go in to start looking at homes, that you know what you're able to spend right down to the dollar. This alleviates a lot of anxiety for people, and it alleviates a lot of uncertainty, definitely. Second, if you aren't pre-approved and you find a home that you love, you are not going to be able to offer on it. Like technically you could, but in a conditional period, there isn't enough time for you to go to the bank and say, hey, I found a house, just seeing where I'm available to purchase at, what my financing looks like. There just isn't enough time for you to go through the whole financing process. And the last one, losing hope and stepping out of the market completely. So this market is wild. It's definitely a ride. You can go through all of the motions, sometimes within a day, sometimes even within an hour. So when you need to step out and take a breather and maybe stop looking at homes for a while, by all means do that. Sometimes that is absolutely the best choice to just kind of get your bearings back. But I will say, if you're going to do that, just keep your pre-approval fresh. You never know when you might want to tap back in to looking at houses, and if you do find the one in that time, you want to be able to jump on it. So definitely don't let that part go.